Hello, hello, Gutsy Women, and welcome to this lovely Tuesday in June. I hope the sun is shining wherever you all are. And today I have the very lovely Sunny with me today from Taiwan. So, Sunny, I'm so looking forward to our conversation, and I'd love you to tell the ladies in the group who you are and where you are, and what is it that brought you to doing what you're doing now? Why is it such a passion of yours?
Mm. Hello, all the gutsy women in this lovely group. My name is Sunny. My Chinese name is Pei Ming. That means the little flower bud is not opening, but when it opens, it will bring brightness to the world because the Ming is the moon and the sun. And it happened, my last name in Chinese, translate English become the sun. So I said, well, definitely I'm like my destiny is bringing lights to people, obviously, right? Sun is really important for everything. So I named myself Sunny, and through a lot of navigation from the East. So I was born in Taiwan and went to United States and studied biology and get my master's degree and worked there and raised my two sons as a single mom for a lot of years. Then I just recently returned home to take care of my aging parents. They are still living in Taiwan. So I call this 33 years navigation and finally find out who I am and what I am.
Mm.
That became a turning point, made me decide I want to do the Joy for Riches movement. What is the joy for riches? Maybe somebody said, this is the term like she just make it up, right? Yeah, I make it up, but I like the feeling. Joy for riches because we are all have all this birthrights, abundance, freedom, joy and peace. But sometimes we don't feel that. Like, where is, like someone said, as a birthright, but I don't feel one because I'm low in energy for so many years. I'm depressed. I have some medication. Then anxiety, I am single mom. I mentioned about raise two kids myself. Then later I find out one of my son actually has a genetic problem. And the doctor say, in this diagnosis, usually people cannot live over 18. He lived 27. He just passed last year. So through that stress and anxiety and worry and anger, stress, all that, I realized actually that is the purpose for me to experience those happiness, then and give me the opportunity to let it go. I were thinking I cannot really pass those moments. I were so like hopeless. But now I looking back, just within 2, 3 years, I'm like, those things is just an experience. If I label it wrong, then I feel totally wrong. But if I can shift my mind and say, hey, this is the opportunity to have my resilience and to maybe have potential to give me more like the stronger to face all this adversity. And in the way I can grow wisdom and I can share with others. Right. So then that's why I become a joyful riches movement maker, because I believe everybody has everything they need to have abundant life, to really have a richness in their life. It doesn't matter they have money or not money. It's the states. It's not the number. If you have a lot of money, but you're not happy, you're still not joyful riches. But if you're, very joyful, you don't have money, you're not joyful riches because if you're truly happy about who you are, money is the tool for you to do anything you want. You can manifest, you can just like request it and you get that. But if we don't have opportunity doing that, that means we are still have some keys need to open the locks. So I teach people on the joyful riches journey. I have all the tools, I have my story sharing, and up to all the people, if they decided to be one of the joyful riches, then that's the purpose I'm here.
It's it's joyful to even hear how you describe it as well, because despite the experience you had with your son's passing, and the fact that you brought that your son up past an age where it was seen as a challenge to get past that particular age, I would imagine there's quite a lot of stress and anxiety within that process of not only finding out that your son had a condition, then maybe navigating through your own thoughts and emotions around how do you do that. Was that something that you felt really strengthened you? Because it's quite a lot for people to, especially a mother, to accept that their child you might outlive your child.
Yeah. Well, I spent a lot of time to search for who I am, even like before I got married. I'm just very curious. I'm the scientist by trade, so everything have a big question mark on the front. I want to know why. So I start to have this navigation. There's a lot of things happen unexpectedly, and I didn't accept those. I think I need to fight. As a warrior, I want to fight to the end. I want to prove I'm right? So the more I fight, I find my physical start to showing some signs. Then I don't like myself. Each time I'm in front of a mirror, I just like, I don't like this person. So I'm really just not happy. And now I understand, actually, everybody's, not only me. We need to go through an ascension process. It's ascension, that means you have to let go so you can feel light, then you can move up. If we carry all the thing, we don't let go, then we're not fulfill our purpose here. So what I mean, the ascension, they mean I divorced, and I also moved to a different country. So I have to rewire all my lifestyle. Then I have to quit my job because my son needs special help. And once I quit my job, I'm the single mom of 2 young kids. So I have to start to think about who I am. Like, what can I do? I need the money. I need to put food on the table. I need to raise 2 kids, right? So through those process, I begin to realize I cannot be defined, because the momentary I think, oh, I'm the single mom. So I will have this, weak woman's and suffering from financial or something, because I define the single mother equal to this. But if I play game, okay, if I'm the single powerful mother, because I am the provider, I provide everybody in the family have a roof on the table, roof on the top, and then food on the table, then I feel so empowered, right? I'm still the same person. I fulfill the same roles, but it's really just the definition I give it to myself. So I start to play games with myself, the language or the mindset, like the labeling for myself. And I start to understand I don't need to waste my energy to label me. Oh, I have this pain, I'm depressed, I'm this. Those is really just coming and going anyway. If we allow it, because most of it, I find out I'm the one to hold on to it. I don't want to give up this labeling. Oh, I'm a single mom. I need help, right? If I decided to let it go, I have the resources. I can design my life differently. So the start point is I start to play with myself and change the language when I talk to myself. And later I find out a tool is a whole system called human design system. Actually, it teaches me how to manage to see myself in a quantum level. Like, we are energy being. We have a lot of energy within and around us, but sometimes we don't know because they are invisible. Right? We don't know there's the energy. So sometimes we are sad. Sometimes we are just depressed. It's not our energy even. Maybe it's from our friend. Maybe just somebody on the streets. So from the human design system, I start to know my strategy and authority. So I get my power back. I become empowered. So once I have that knowledge, then I can start to go back to change my habits, because I'm the habit coach. I know how to implement my own habits. then I can share other people a scientific way to modify their habit. Because they have to know what they want. So all this experience and pains or suffering is really the tool for us to know we need to make a different life. So in a way, I say those things are out there for everybody to grab if they want to.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that shift in perspective on every given situation is really the key, isn't it, to feeling either empowered or being a victim. And
yes.
I think that I choose to be a victim, or we can choose to go, what am I learning from this? What am I getting from this? How can I use this to actually move forward and become less stressed or anxious about certain things? And
yeah.
and it's a powerful thing. I know a little bit about human design. I've had my free chart done, or whatever you do. You just go online and get it done. And I've looked into it a little bit because I've had friends who are kind of doing little bits inside human design as well. So they've said, oh, I'll do your chart for you and all of that kind of thing. So yeah. And it's it's enlightening to find out that there are things that we pick up from outside influences that we adopt and think they're ours, when actually we're designed to be this particular way. So could you explain a little bit more about how that works and how we can use it for, you know, for our benefit, rather than being blind to other people's influences? Because we've got a lot of women in here who have probably got chronic pain conditions, stressed, anxious. So I think that would be really useful.
Yeah, I use human design system maybe different than other people. I don't study them. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I have to spend like hours an hour to study my chart. I'm curious about my chart, but I don't study them because I want to get information, just look at it. Like we all have the sensitivity, we all have intuition, right? So you have a picture, sometimes we can connect the picture without even saying anything, without even reading the label. That's how I interact with the human design system. I look them as a picture and I imagine this energy flow, this and that. But that's really not for everyone. But the other things inside the human design system is called gene keys. So actually it's a code, and I certified become a gene keys guide. So what I see the gene keys as just the code for us to unlock our potential. And they have all the different spheres, totally 12 spheres on that chart, because they call hologenetic profile, because the modern science also proven that like sometimes we have a thoughts and we actually influence us in the DNA level. So they will turn the genes on or turn a gene off based on your thought. This is already proven by science. We call it the epigenetic, EPI genetic, because epi is surrounding the gene. That means your energy, your diet, your mood, even your sleep pattern, you will have created different patterns or imprinting on your genetic level. So once you're not aware, most of us, we are not aware, right? We're doing the same thing, habitual, you know, day in and day out, the same thing, the same thoughts. So we actually program our own genetics. If we're not aware, that's dangerous, right? Like if I'm not happy, actually, I tell my genes, I don't like me. So your gene have to shut down. So, oh, they don't like, you know, they're not doing that because they are not emotional. But but you get the sense, right? Those energy, if you get a negative, they have low frequency, then you will actually shut down some healthy pathway. So the gene keys is the tool for us to see our blueprints. So you have everybody, like everything, have a blueprint. And the beauty is the blueprint is the blueprint. That means as an architect, as a master of music, as a painter, as a writer, right? You can use that blueprint and create whatever the life you like. So the gene keys is really a tool for us to see on the more holistic level, because you not only see the good part or the bad part, you see the whole thing. Then you can choose your energy. You want to stay in the low, free to be in there, but you know you are bright like this. So you can shift around your emotion level other than just stick in the low. Because if you never experience high or happiness, you think that is who you are, right? But the fact is, because we get used to be stay in the low, it doesn't mean you are not bright. You're just not knowing you have the other side. So I like the analogy, say the light and the shadow, right? If I have a light in the front, I have a shadow in my back, right? But if I don't have a light, I don't have a shadow. So the light and the shadow actually is really the whole thing. And I think that wake me up. So I start to see different sides about me. I start to accept, oh, I'm not 100% negative. I have some good points, right? So I start to focus mood to the light, because that's really a decision, right? If you the lights in the front and the back is the shadow, if you're facing the shadow all the time, how about just turn around and facing the lights? Or maybe you can face the shadow because once you pass through the shadow, the light is on the other side, right? So that become an option. The only thing we need is the motivation and also the momentum to keep going, to go through the shadow or turn until you see the lights, right? So
Yeah.
this is really the physical and mental and spiritual resets. Then you can start to move, because we don't really need to face the lights all the time. We still need some hibernation. We need some, pauses so we can feel low. That's okay, as long as we know how to get back to the light.
That's it. We need contrast. We can't tell when we're joyful unless we know when we're miserable, and vice versa. So we need contrast to actually appreciate the beauty around us and the good things and the sunshine and all of that, and the abundance that we feel we've got in our lives. So that contrast is really critical. We do need
Exactly.
that,
Yeah.
and like
Exactly.
you said, just don't live there. You can visit, just don't live there.
But yeah, you need a sounding board, right? If you are low, if you can reach the lowest point in our life, that's the time we start to going up, right? There's no way to go. Like, we have to move something. So if we are in the bottom of a life, that's called the ascension. When you give up, lost everything, and you are actually the beginning to go up. But sometimes we don't feel that way. We're trying to grab something. We want to go up. We don't want to go to the lowest point of our life. But this is actually a purpose for us to drop until you say, I have nothing to lose. Then that is the time you become very empowered. If you allow it. If you don't want to move up there, you can stay in the lowest point as long as you want. But why? Right? If you can just go up, and then because you got a sounding board, you can go up. But the problem is most of it don't have the motivation and energy at that point. We are exhausted. We are fighting against something. We are not happy with ourselves. We try to find who is the reason we feel this way. But really, that is us. We need to go through this in order to know we are so powerful, and we can shift our mind. We can who we really are, which is the light. So the gene keys and human design is really just give us the tool, say, hey, you are energy, you are energetic beings, you have all the options, you have a lessons to learn, but it doesn't mean you don't have a power. You just need to let it, the trust in yourself, right? And have some fun. I mean, when you're like in the low points, it's nothing to lose. It's, oh, I can try that. I can try that. Because I have nothing to lose, right? So you become to have freedom. Then I think just for me particular, I can see that losing and anxiety and depressions and all that. And weight gain, I have like 30 pounds more heavier than I am now. Then I have high blood pressure, it's all gone. I have a lot of problems. It's just because I decided I want to have more fun about who I am. I don't want to have definition anymore. I don't need a name. I just need to know I'm the energy and I can flow and I can make choice. Then the name, people can give me a name. I'm happy they have the name, but I don't need to associate with the name too, right? It's totally up to me. Yeah, so I really think the human design system, particularly gene keys, is the pathway for us to self-discover who we are and what we are. So then we can start to enjoy the life other than to push into the definition we put it to ourselves.
So I like the fact that the gene keys and the human design fit together. And these are methods, systems that I've heard of and dabbled in a little bit, but don't really know that much, kind of like a mustard seed worth of knowledge I've got on them, really, when you compare it to somebody like yourself who's actually working in them. And so for people listening, you did mention we need the motivation and we need the momentum to get there. For people who are struggling with finding that momentum, what words of wisdom could you leave them with today in order to get to that stage where they can start to experience joy and abundance again?
Yeah, let me share two powerful habits, if I may.
Yes.
I use that every day, and I think I actually start to move up by practice that habits. So the first habit is called miracle habits. So I have a formula called ABC because it's based on the Tiny Habits. Tiny Habit is the book from Dr. Fogg. He's a Stanford University behavior scientist. So he got the book and translated in different language. So the ABC formula, A is the anchor moment. So I choose the moment when I just open my eyes. So when I open my eyes in the morning, that is the anchor moment, right? Behavior is I tell myself I am a miracle. So that's the behavior. It's a reminder I'm the miracle, because that is the really scientific term. Like we don't know how many things our body is doing, right? So we are the miracle. And the C is a celebration. So I usually put my hand in my heart and say, I'm the miracle. So you celebrate and you also remind yourself how good you are. So that's the called miracle habit in the beginning of your day. Then when you get busy or stressed and whatever in between, remember when you put your head against the pillow, that is the moments, right? The behavior is you tell yourself one thing because of you and make a difference. Doesn't need to be a big thing, because we always want to be a big thing. We want a big success. We want to jump, right? But even you just water your plant, even you just give the food to your kids or the dog, or even you just take the trash out of your house. So I'll make a difference. And thank yourself first. Don't thank anything else outside your body, because you are here to make a miracle. You are here to experience life. So you need to be really grateful we have this opportunity. So the behavior is just remind yourself you did one thing, make a difference. And the celebration, because it's the end of the day, I don't want you to jump high and low, do the shouting, say, hey, don't do that kind of energetic celebration, but you can smile and you can just go to sleep. So the miracle habit and self-gratitude habits, those is really the key component for you to trust yourself, love yourself a little bit than yesterday. Then believe me, if you do that faithfully 30 days, you'll be totally different, because your energy is up. Each day up a little, up a little. So on 30 days, if you faithfully doing it every day, because you're a miracle, you don't need to thank yourself for it, then you can get out that rod. But you have to know this is just a beginning. You have more if you allow it.
Mm.
I hope that
Yeah.
easy habits
Yeah,
everybody can try.
I'm sure they can. And like you said, do that for 30 days, you become a different person in that respect, because then you're ready to do the more. Yeah, that's just the beginning. That's just to get you out of that space in order to then say, so there is more. So that was really helpful. Yeah, definitely. Thank
Just
you,
step by
Sunny.
step, little bit better than yesterday, and try
Yeah.
30 days. You will be amazed like how good you are. You can do
Mm.
everything.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah. And
exactly.
the other thing,
Exactly.
I know somebody may be curious about Gene Key and what their profile. I always love to read people's profile, Gene Key's profile for free for half hours. So I can leave the link here to your community if anybody wants to hook it up with me. And I would love to share your hologenetic profile and tell you, you are a miracle, because we are all miracles. It's just sometimes we need someone to say it, and we need to see it. Then we believe it,
Yeah,
right?
that's it. Say it, see it, believe it. Thank you so much, Sunny. That was wonderful. Oh, that was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed that. It's just firing all sorts of things are going on in my brain when I was listening to you. So that was really, really good. And so I'd just like to say to anybody listening that if you do want to get your Gene Keys done, do a little profile with Sunny, please get in touch with her on the link. And I just think that it's just a wonderful thing, the miracle as well. Make sure everybody today, you do your own miracle movement, your own miracle process, and just let us know in the comments how you feel over the next 30 days. So, Sunny, thanks once again for your time. I've really enjoyed it, and I will end the live stream. Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.